Hello, welcome to Cinema Clips. Today, we're diving into the 10 best episodes of Grey's Anatomy Season 16. This season is packed with drama, unexpected twists, and emotional moments that kept us hooked from start to finish. From intense medical cases to personal growth for our favorite doctors, Season 16 delivered it all. Whether you're a longtime fan or just catching up, these episodes stand out for their powerful storytelling and unforgettable scenes. So, let's jump right in and relive the best moments of Season 16. Starting off at number 10, we have It's Raining Men. Meredith sent some ideas to an online publication wanting to write about her time at Grey Sloan Memorial Hospital. Instead of taking her ideas and writing something with her, they've published an article based on those ideas, and the article doesn't paint the hospital in a good light.
This is savage. You went after everybody. Big pharma, insurance, institutionalized discrimination.
Wait, I didn't write an article. I sent them some ideas that I could write about with headline and description, and they could choose one.
All of the doctors read the article. Some are insulted. Some, like Alex, find it funny. Patients read it too, and when one pulls up in the ambulance bay, he asks to be taken to a different hospital because of what he read. At number 9, we have Breathe Again. Meredith is struggling a lot after having been arrested for insurance fraud and fired from the hospital as a result. Part of her sentencing is community service, which she has missed.
No, I need a clamp.
Maybe you should have thought of that before skipping out on community service.
We've got it.
But
Let's get 2 units of blood.
I'm on it.
We need distal and proximal control.
Mom?
In this episode, she's supposed to go to court to explain to a judge why she missed her court-mandated community service. But she misses the trial because Zola wakes up not feeling well. And after a CT scan, the doctors at Grey Sloan conclude Meredith's daughter needs surgery. And at number 8, we have Whistlin Past the Graveyard. Alex is working on securing more funding for the hospital, and in this episode, he meets with potential investors from Pac North Gen. Coincidentally, it's Halloween, and everything that could possibly go wrong does, right in front of the investors he is trying to impress.
Gee, we're on our way to you now, Eddie.
I think there's something you should see before anyone else does.
There. Yeah, what is it?
Well, I'm no doctor, but I think that's a skull. That's another one. That's a lot more.
He decides to give the group a tour of the new wing they're building, but they're stopped by a construction worker who pulls Alex aside and tells them they've found human remains buried underneath the construction site. At number 7, we have Snowblind. A freezing cold blizzard hits Seattle, causing chaos both inside and outside of the hospital. Meredith and Dr. Cormac Hayes, the new head of pediatric surgery at Grey Sloan, now that Arizona Robbins has left, are treating a young patient who needs a liver transplant. The storm is preventing the transplant organ from getting to the hospital, but Andrew DeLica offers to help and goes to retrieve the organ, which he does successfully, but not without getting frostbite on his fingers.
Here.
Dr. DeLuca, tell me you wore gloves.
Ma Andrea, hai le mani come delle melanzane, ma che c'hai in testa? Sei uno stupido.
Coming off at number 6, we have Papa Don't Preach. Amelia has been carrying a big secret around. She is pregnant, and Link is the father of her child.
Owen doesn't know I'm pregnant, and I think I should probably tell him. Yeah, probably. Unless, he has his own baby with another person. Does it really matter? He will get it.
She's worried about telling Owen, but in this episode, she blurts it out, and Owen is initially pretty shocked. Their conversation is quickly interrupted by an incoming patient, Cassidy, who they later find out obtained her injuries when she threw herself down her stairs in an attempt to terminate her own pregnancy. At number 5, we have Let's All Go to the Bar. In the mid-season finale of Season 16, Meredith is welcomed back to the hospital with cake for her first day back at work. It's also the first day for the new head of pediatric surgery, Dr. Cormac Hayes. Amelia and Bailey are both pregnant and enjoy discussing their pregnancies with one another. At the end of this episode, Amelia is getting an ultrasound, and Karina informs her that she is not 20 weeks pregnant, she's 24 weeks, which means Link may not be the father after all.
You're not 20 weeks pregnant. I'm not? No, you're 24. Oh, no, that's not possible. No? No. Because that could mean... Oh, God. No.
And at number 4, we have Give a Little Bit. Andrew meets a patient, Cindy, in the clinic, who is there with a woman named Opal, who claims to be Cindy's aunt. He is asking standard questions while examining Cindy, but quickly gets the feeling that something is not right with his patient, and later reveals he thinks she is the victim of human trafficking.
Page Chief Bailey, get a full set of labs for the girl in bed 3.
Why? What happened?
She's reluctant to answer my questions. The aunt's doing all the talking for her. She fits the profile. All right, we need to keep her here as long as possible.
Profile for what?
Human trafficking.
Andrew tries to get the other doctors to listen to him, but they all think he's making false assumptions, causing him to break down and eventually quit. At number 3, we have Sing It Again. After Richard has a public meltdown, he's admitted to Gray Sloan Memorial Hospital for extensive testing, with all of the doctors and Richard's colleagues assuming something medically must be going on. He becomes patient number 1, and all of the doctors focus on trying to diagnose him. The theory is that Richard has rapidly progressive dementia, which will explain his odd behaviors and hallucinations. But Meredith wants to dive deeper, thinking it's not that simple.
What do you mean?
Are you going to pretend you're not in here trying to figure out what's wrong with Richard?
I'm just trying to go over some of these points. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. So what do you have? Because we're not leaving here until we figure this out.
At number 2, we have Put on a Happy Face. The doctors are still trying to get to the root cause of Richard Weber's symptoms. Meredith and Andrew have been up for days researching possible causes. Meredith and Bailey decide to do a biopsy, but right before the procedure begins, Andrew rushes into the operating room to inform the doctors that Richard had hip replacement surgery 3 years ago, and they used metal made out of cobalt.
Dr. Weber's history again, and you got a hip replacement 3 years ago in Boston.
Richard Weber is sedated on the table. You need to step away from the sterile field.
Bailey, listen to me, okay? Look, you don't need to do the biopsy, all right? His hip replacement was made out of cobalt.
We did a heavy metals test. It came back negative, right?
Not for cobalt. That test is mercury, arsenic, and lead. We wouldn't see that.
Right.
Meaning that all of this could be caused by a spike in Richard's cobalt levels, which it is. Finally, at number 1, we have My Shot. Meredith must go in front of the medical board, who will decide if her medical license will be reinstated or not. A number of witnesses are called to testify in front of the board, all of whom are friends and co-workers of Meredith. Initially, it doesn't look good for Dr. Gray. Past patients of Meredith Gray are also called to testify on her behalf, bringing back a lot of memories for both Meredith and her audience. After a lot more drama throughout the day, Meredith gets to keep her license. And that's a wrap on the 10 best episodes of Grey's Anatomy Season 16. From emotional storylines to intense medical cases, this season gave us plenty of moments to remember. Which episode was your favorite? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Grey's Anatomy content right here on Cinema Clips. See you in the next video.